Love and Monsters was directed by Michael Matthews and stars Dylan O'Brien, Ariana Greenblatt, Michael Rooker, and Jessica Henwick. And 7 years after humanity has to hide in underground bunkers because of the monster apocalypse, Joel, a man trying to find his own way in the world, must go venture out into the top lands to go try to find his girlfriend's bunker so he could be reunited with her. Guys, when the trailer dropped for this movie, I was beyond excited. I thought it looked amazing. Unfortunately, it went on Amazon Prime. And I never buy movies on Amazon Prime for $20. So I'm a psychopath and I went out and bought the disc version for $20. It's not very smart of me. I'm going to probably do the same thing with Greenland. I'm probably going to buy the disc version of it. But I made a vow to myself, because two movies I really want to see, Love and Monsters and Greenland, of course, they have to be going on Amazon because of stupid COVID-19. So yes, I bought this one, watched it today, and here's my review for it. But before I give you my thoughts on it, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button so this video could get more likes, and make sure to comment down below what was your opinions on Love and Monsters. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, even though I heard several other people say it was not on their radar at all, and they absolutely loved it. But did I absolutely love it? Or was I a bit disappointed by it? And with that said, here we go into my Love and Monsters movie review. Okay, the first thing I have to say is there will be spoilers. This is a spoiler review of Love and Monsters. It's out on disc. Go out, buy it right now. You'll probably really enjoy it, because I really enjoyed this movie. So definitely, this is worth a pickup. I'm glad I have it, because I'll probably have to watch it with my family in the future. It's something my mom would definitely just be sitting there, and she's like, oh, that was cute. Not something I really have to think about, but it was cute. And that is why I bought this one, because I knew if I watched it by myself, my family would probably want to watch it with me. It was exactly right, because this was a perfect film for families. Now, it wasn't a perfect film. I really did enjoy it. But there are some certain problems with the first act and the whole. Okay, so I paused the movie, because this only comes with Blu-ray, and of course, I watched it on my Blu-ray player, because I'd rather do that. The reason I have a lot of DVDs is because one of the movies where I watch most of my rooms in only has a DVD player, which is very disappointing. So that's why I buy DVDs. But this one, it's only Blu-ray. So I watched it on there. So I paused it right at the point where I was like, wait, what? And it was 17 minutes in. It only felt like 10 minutes. I did the same with Soul when I thought it felt a little rushed. It was only 17 minutes in this one. On Soul, it was 10 minutes. This one, it was 17. So, yeah, I did feel like that felt a little bit rushed. Not the first 17 minutes. The first 17 minutes were really, really good. I mean, we get the characters in this bunker, then there's this breach, we get introduced to the characters. That was really good. He's talking on the mic with his girlfriend. That's really good. But then he just sits back and he's like, I'm going to go find her, with no explanation except he was just talking to her on the radio. And at that point, I was like, is this going to be a bad movie? Will it even be worth my time? Is this going to be very disappointing? And as it continued on, it just got rushed and more rushed as he meets Dog, or as he meets Boy. I keep wanting to call it Dog, but he meets Boy the dog. He meets a whole bunch of people. He meets Michael Rooker and Ariana Greenblatt. And it just feels all rushed. But as we go into the second act, I think that's where it picked up speed as we get to meet more of the characters. So the first act, it certainly was kind of disappointing. It made me think this was going to be a bad movie. But as the film goes on, I certainly really did enjoy this film. Speaking of Dylan O'Brien, Ariana Greenblatt, and Michael Rooker, they all did fantastic, as well as Jessica Henwick. They all did amazing in this film. I really, really enjoyed their performances. Michael Rooker and Ariana Greenblatt did a good job. Speaking of Ariana Greenblatt, I don't like kid actors. Okay, maybe that makes me an awful person, but I personally don't like kid actors. It seems to me like every time they have a family and the older kid, he always seems like a jerk. And I'm 15. I'm an older brother, and older brothers aren't always jerks, even though we can be jerks sometimes. So it just really annoys me. Like, I just don't like kid actors. Sometimes they do a good job, and this is one of the cases they do a great job. I liked her character specifically because she did not have any older brother, so the older brother couldn't be depicted as a jerk. She was just a nice, friendly lady, and in a way, it did make sense how she got attached to this one guy because of the dog. And she did great. Michael Rooker also did great. He was Yondu, was like, please, give me the Yondu voice. But he didn't. Not that much, unfortunately. But he did do a good job with his role. Dylan O'Brien is also excellent. I love the guy because I'm a massive fan of The Maze Runner. He did excellent in this film. Speaking of The Maze Runner, it feels to me like there were some Easter eggs in this film, like when he's there around the circle. It feels like this part was taken straight from The Maze Runner as Thomas becomes a leader in that movie. Feels like he was trying to become a leader. So in a way, that was a very smart Easter egg. That's something I personally loved from this film. But yeah, he did a great job. Jessica Henwick did a great job. Everybody had some great chemistry together on screen. Boy the Dog, that was very good. It leads for some very emotional moments. When the centipede was about to kill him, I was like, no, I can't watch. I'm about to cry. Is he going to die? Thank God Joel saved him. That was the best part of the entire movie, when Joel saved him. It's the part that made me cry. Even the robot part. I've heard things like there's this robot and pulls on your heartstrings, and it certainly did pull on my heartstrings. It pulled hard. Like, it was really sad with the robot. I felt like it was played mainly for jokes in the beginning, and they did a very smart thing. So, if you can't see, this film is very, very emotional. Pulls at the heartstrings a lot, and that's what this film has to offer. The third act is also very good. I really enjoyed how, technically, for the whole movie, we don't get anything about these survivors, and suddenly the survivors come in, and you're sitting back, you're like, do I really care if these guys turn evil? But you really do, because it's staged in such a good way. Some good action. There's also an emotional moment in that scene where the crab comes and destroys these guys. That was actually pretty emotional, as you learn that these monsters aren't all bad. Some of them can be good. Also, the action in the scene. There was some hand-to-hand combat with Jessica Henwick. She's from Game of Thrones. I do not watch that show, but I know there's a lot of hand-to-hand combat in that show, so she probably just drew on from that. Here's the thing, though. This hand-to-hand combat was excellent. It was staged so greatly. I loved the hand-to-hand combat, and that's something that elevated the end. Especially when Boy came back, I was like, wait, are we not going to get to see Boy? Am I going to cry? Something that I was just okay with was that Michael Rooker's character and Ariana Greenblatt's character, they were only in there for like 30 minutes of the hour and 40-minute movie. And that was honestly kind of disappointing. I wanted to see more of them. But you know, it all worked out in the end. It was just okay. Overall, as if you can't see, Love and Monsters was a really good film. It'd probably be in 9th place for the year. Superintelligence, which I reviewed yesterday, go check that out, was in 10th place. This one was in 9th place, kicking some things off. So, it was a very good film. Puts in my top 10. I really, really enjoyed this film. Pulls at the heartstrings a lot. It is a pleasant movie, but it's not a pleasant surprise, because I was expecting this one to be good. Overall, I'm going to give it Love and Monsters an A-, an 8 out of 10, and 3.5 stars. This film was amazing. I highly recommend you check it out. Just know, don't turn it off in the first act, because it does feel a little bit rushed through the setup. But this film, it is definitely worth your time. Love and Monsters, you are amazing. I loved you, Love and Monsters. It's certainly worth to have in my collection. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button, comment down below what were your opinions on this movie. And of course, as always, thank you for clicking on this video. Peace out.